More on galactic contact and finding true love. August 23, 2014. To connect with the higher realms or do anything else spiritually potent, it's essential that the influence of the ego is diminished, and you're willing and able to receiving the loving energies being delivered through your opening and expanding hearts. We mentioned previously that the heart is just as important to communicating with spirit as the third eye and crown chakras, and we'll always encourage you to open and expand your hearts so you can receive a greater wealth and purity of higher vibrational energy. Those of you who are particularly passionate about connecting with the higher realms and everyone in them, will find that your abilities sharpen with each enthusiastic attempt you make to pursue them. The more you practice your divinely ordained abilities, the sooner and easier they'll be to bring forth, and if you're committed enough to practicing your talents every day, you'll soon find that they reach a superhuman level. The ego, a receptor for the heart. Your abilities can become much purer and more potent than many of you have let them become so far, and all it takes is the willingness to, as we mentioned in our last communication, empty the ego and flow with the resulting energies you receive from the heart. The ego will do everything in its power to block your connection with all of your chakras, including the heart, but opening it up and allowing it to be a conduit for the energies you receive from and through each of your chakras will diminish its influence and help you connect with the higher realms with ease. The company of heaven watches and assists you along your difficult descent into physical matter, and we ask you to fathom just how many different beings and collectives are happily doing everything they can to help you refine the light. There are an infinite number of us with you, and some of the more popular or notable figures among us are the archangels, the angels, the galactics, the ascended masters, and so many more. We're all here for you, and we all lovingly offer our assistance in hopes that it helps those of you who've been lost in the drama of the lower vibrations for millennia. With our introduction given, we'll be happy to answer the first question that's been provided for us today. Question number 1. Extraterrestrial contact. When will extraterrestrials be able to walk freely among us with no communication barriers? This is a very popular subject amongst the conscious public, and the idea of contact with your benevolent galactic family is very appealing for reasons that are certainly understandable. From our perspective and the perspective of many other souls and collectives, sustained contact with your galactic family can't happen until humanity's vibration has reached a certain purity. There were times when certain channeled sources would forecast potential disclosure announcements or fabled landings, and these forecasts were based on the progress that was made up to that point, and your galactic family's determination of how humanity would handle such a monumental event in your history. However, the channeled sources who speak the most about contact have, for the most part, shied away from offering forecasts, because they see that these forecasts aren't an accurate way to determine when it could take place. In fact, physical time as you see it is practically useless from the perspective of the higher realms, especially when it comes to determining potential contact with humanity. Instead of basing their physical contact on time frames, your galactic family is now more concerned with the vibrational progress humanity makes, the progress you make in aligning with the higher realms. We've mentioned before that your galactic family couldn't comfortably exist on your surface as it currently stands, because your collective vibration is far too dense and suffocating for them. They'd be weighed down were they to immediately land and contact you, and this is why a lot of protective measures will have to be taken when the time eventually comes. It's essential that the conscious public works as hard as you can to lighten your vibration and help everyone become aware of spirit, your evolution, and the extraterrestrial subject if you want to see your galactic family land anytime soon. Raising awareness of the galactics. We'll encourage our reader and everyone else who's interested in making official contact to do what they can to raise awareness about your galactic family and various other important subjects that humanity has the right to know about. Write articles about the galactics if you feel passionate about this subject. If you possess the ability, and every seeker does, channel information from your higher selves or guides about your galactic family, and if you're particularly receptive, you can even pick up on the galactics themselves. They'll walk your planet freely when humanity has done the necessary inner and outer work, and they're very enthusiastic about the reunion that'll eventually take place. We couldn't offer a time frame for when this contact will occur, partially because we prefer not to, and partially because your contact hinges entirely on the inner and outer work that's done from this point on. You can telepathically connect with your galactic family for the time being, and if you work very, very hard to raise your vibration and bring yourselves and the planet around you into the light, the timetable for your official contact will be sped up. This is in part why we encourage all of you to get more active than you've been so far, and even if you've been very active already, you can up the ante and increase your work more than you would have thought possible. Your galactic family has a wealth of insights and technologies to share with you, and the sooner you enthusiastically open up to spirit and your unfolding greater perception, the sooner you'll grow close with these souls, who lovingly and excitedly await the day when they can speak with you face to face. Now, we'll move on to our next question. Question number 2. Real and true love. When do you see me having a real and true love in my life again? I have been basically single for 9 years after a 20-year relationship. We don't want to say you aren't eventually poised to find that special someone, but you have the potential to feel a wealth of inner love in your own heart, which we encourage every seeker to make a potent effort to feel. We note that it can be very difficult for many seekers to feel whole without a partner, another person to help them feel the love they carry in their hearts, and however difficult or confining loneliness seems, it can be one of the most liberating things in existence if you allow it. We feel compassion for our reader and every other seeker who wishes for the companionship of another, but we encourage you to empower yourselves with the understanding that a partner isn't inherently necessary to physically and spiritually thrive. Loneliness can be solved without gaining a partner, and if you embrace spirit and the love you carry in your heart, you might be naturally attracted to someone who carries a similar level of love. We recently advised another reader that he must do the inner work that's necessary to find the inner love he requires to connect with his twin flame, who also has some work to do before she can connect with him, and our advice for our reader today will be similar. Travel deep into your heart, go as far down as you can and search for what seems missing. Invite your higher self, your guides, and the rest of the company of heaven to be with you during this inner exploration, to affirm that you're truly never alone. You can end your search. Ask Source to be with you, directly and purely, and ask yourself some hard questions that relate to the perceived need for companionship. Again, you might be naturally drawn to someone whose inner love is also whole and complete once yours is, and we say with love in our one heart that you can end your search for a partner today if you'd like. We recommend shifting your focus away from finding an external partner to share your love with, and amplify it exponentially by giving yourself and all of humanity your love in a greater and purer way. Ask yourself what you can do to feel the love that seems missing, and ask for your guides to help you strengthen the level of love and wholeness you feel on a daily basis. Get out and do things you enjoy. Things that fill you with a passion and excitement so many souls seek from a relationship. One of the things we wish to achieve in speaking with humanity is to encourage you to shift your focus from the external to the internal, and this is why we tend to answer relationship-related questions with the usual advice to turn within and find what seems to be missing in the sacred heart space. As we continue answering readers' questions, you might find that some of our answers become general or similar to those we've given in the past, and this is because we basically have the same answers to offer a host of different seekers. You all go through similar issues that you'd like to have light shed on, and we're happy to shed our light by offering our perspective, but all of your seemingly individual questions are actually related to a few basic issues. Another one of our goals in communicating with you is to help you find the love so many of you are ready to feel, and however difficult this might be to digest, this love won't be found in your external reality alone. We note that many seekers who've strived to find it there, have come out disappointed every time, and this is because the true love you seek will always be found within. However tantalizing a romantic partner sounds, And however enjoyable having a romantic partner is, the love you'll find when turning within and completely surrendering the ego will feel far, far better and more rewarding than the love you'll find from a physical relationship. As long as something seems missing within, you won't be able to find and feel the love you seek in others. But if you're complete within, you may be drawn to others who are on the similar level. You wouldn't want to be drawn to those who are also on the slightly broken or fragmented level, those who also seek a partner to complete the missing pieces of their soul, because conflict could ensue in the long term given that both partners are still searching for something they haven't found. Every relationship is more whole and stable when both partners have found what they're looking for within. But relationships, especially on your planet, tend to be less stable if both partners are still searching. Conclusion. We'll make our final expressions for this communication with encouragement for our reader and everyone else out there who's looking for love, to look for it in the open and brimming heart, because they'll find a much greater level of love in their hearts than they will in another human who's also still growing, learning lessons, and, at times, dipping into negativity or conflict. Everything becomes easier when you allow the heart to guide your every thought and action, and you might find that you become so assured of yourselves and your existence once you can remain in your heart that you don't need a partner or anything else to feel the love that'll constantly overflow. Your level of wholeness and personal satisfaction will be far stronger than it ever was in the past, and we say with love that spiritual awareness is the greatest perceptual gem you can find. Keep your focus on spirit, and you'll find exactly what you seek. In fact, you'll find even more love and wholeness than you sought before, and needless to say, you'll be very glad you did the necessary inner work. We hope to do everything we can to help you with your inner work, and for this reason, we'll encourage our reader to start connecting with her higher self, who'll offer her so much love that she'll finally find what she's searched for. Thank you to my higher self and spiritual guides. Channeled through Wes Anak. cultureofawareness.com